This is the Grow Daily podcast, and you are listening to your host, Piyush Agarwal. Thank you so much for joining us for the 20th episode of this series. Yes, we are chugging along. And today, we are going to take up another controversial debate that has kind of hounded founders for ages, especially since technology became such a big deal in our businesses. So the debate is around, should the founder be a technical person in order to grow their business successfully? Before we get started on that, I need to warn you about something. There's a new construction site that has come up next to my house. So there may be background sounds or some disturbances that I'm not able to omit or get out of this soundtrack. So really apologize for that, but this is something I cannot do anything about. I did wait long enough that this episode is delayed to ensure that I can find some peaceful time to record this out. However, I have not been too successful. While I still hunt for a time slot when it's going to be more peaceful, please bear with me. This is just one of the many issues one faces when they record from home. But more on that later. Let's get back to today's episode. So, like I said, we will be talking about the debate of whether a founder needs to be technical in order to grow their business or not. Now, it goes without saying that being technical is a great advantage for your business, especially in your initial days, when you can just quickly go out and test out ideas, try out different things, and not wait for others to let you or help you do things. However, in the long run, it's not a necessity. In fact, it's not a deterrent for your business growth at all. There are many ways that you can still grow a business and not be technical. However, that does not discount the fact that you need to have some level of technical know-how in order to run your business smoothly. This is applicable irrespective of whether your business is a technical one or a non-technical one. If your business is about technology, it's a SaaS platform, or it's an offering which is completely technical, it's a little more important for you to have a better technical know-how. But again, from a core point, if we look at all of these businesses, they are all doing the same thing. The business model is the same. It's all about that trailblazing idea and revenue yield. Your company needs to establish its core values, develop a marketing strategy, make sure that you do competitive analysis, have foolproof operations management, develop a financial plan, and finally, make all of it work together. Now that's a big challenge in itself. Why would you like to take on the challenge of understanding technology along with that? It's not required. While technology is indisputably essential, it's rarely more than an instrument for execution. Yes, it's helping you make the ends meet, it's helping you make the business work, but it's not what is the most important part in your business. That cannot lead you to discounting technology completely. As a founder, to make sure that things are working at the right pace and that you know how to prioritize one element against another, having a technical know-how goes a long way. It will also help when you work with technical teams with a technical person or a freelancer, because having that know-how will allow you to speak sort of the same language that your resource is speaking to you and understand why and where that's coming from. You don't need to know how to code, but you need to know what an application is supposed to do and how will it function from a technology standpoint in order to ensure that your ideas are translated in the right manner and there are no delays because of a lack of mutual understanding. So, if you have been bothering yourself for being a non-technical founder, please stop. You don't have to do that. There are ways that you can work around it, and we are going to talk about it in today's episode. You need to learn to embrace your non-technical side. Find out what your strengths are, which sides of the business you can completely take over and rule. And for the steps you are not great at, make sure you have the right people, the right systems in place. This includes everything from technology to finance management to managing social media. So know your limitations, especially on the technology side as well. Know how technical you need to get and understand your business mandates. Know which are the most important parts of your business that you need to take on and which are the important ones that you need to find the right people to take on. That brings us to the million-dollar question, how do you find the right team? Now, this is something that every single entrepreneur struggles with, and it's a never-ending process. But you can have some structure to this chaos. There are 3 ways to go around it: co-found, outsource, and hire. You can go out there and find a co-founder who complements you in the skills that you don't possess. This includes technology, marketing, finance. Based on what your business is about and what are the skills that you lack, you need to take that call. However, finding a co-founder who complements you in thought and approach and also is equally excited about the idea as you are is a monumental task. If you do find someone like that, that would be great. Please grab that person and do not let them go. On the other hand, you can start by outsourcing or hiring people. Hiring is considered generally as an expensive approach because you need to commit to paying someone a salary, but if you can, that's the best way to move forward because you are getting a dedicated resource for your business only. But freelancing is a way to go as well. Freelancing works equally well if you find the right resource. So invest your time and energies in finding the right talent for your business, irrespective of whether they are going to join you as a full-time employee or just as a freelancer. In both cases, the right talent can make or break your business. So when you are out there finding that developer, finding that technical resource, finding a CTO, you need to make sure that you're looking beyond the credentials. You need to make sure that they're a great fit for you, for your company's culture, and for the idea you're building. And you need to make sure that they are taking on skills and things that you are not great at. And in technology, that would be basically being more technical than you because that's an area you need help in. And while you're working with them, in order to make sure that things work smoothly, you need to understand technology. Just because you have hired somebody technical does not mean that you don't have to be technical at all. Identify the areas that will impact your business growth and make sure that you have a basic knowledge, a basic understanding of those areas. These areas can be things like SEO, understanding how your mail client works, or even going deeper into the technical side of your website or app if that's what will lead to growth. You need to have a good understanding in order to find gaps as well and fill them up with the help of your resources. Just do a Google search around the area that you think you will need help in and you are lacking, and you will find several 101 videos and tutorials to just get you up to speed. It's a matter of developing that technical acumen. And like I have mentioned in my previous episodes, that you need to always keep learning. You cannot ever stop learning, and this is a great way to ensure that keeps happening. That you are finding new things, you are reading up new things, and you are going ahead and growing both as a business and as an individual. Now, one more thing that I have really found helpful for founders who are non-technical is to surround themselves with people they can trust and who have good technical know-how. These can be your friends who are great at technology. These can be the customers of your product as well, especially if it's a technology product. You can put a feature out there and ask for feedback. Ask people what's lacking, what's not there, and sort of outsource that work off. And finally, you can use online communities. There are a lot of online communities which are really popular. You just need to find one that works for your business and you can trust. Some of the popular communities that I follow are Product Hunt, Hacker News, and Indie Hackers. Be a regular contributor to these communities and you will find people who are ready to help you out when you need help. Because a lot of these people are people who are not directly connected to your business, you will get an honest opinion. Now, they may not always be right, so you need to take their feedback with a pinch of salt, but it's still feedback that you can use to further your knowledge, to further your understanding of what people expect on the technology side, and make sure that you are not really falling short of any help. So ask for help and you will get it for sure. With that, we have come to the end of this episode. I hope you will not continue to beat yourself up for being non-technical and actually focus on the things that matter. That is, making sure your business is growing consistently. Because on this podcast, we are all about growing. You have been listening to the Grow Daily podcast. Do subscribe to this podcast, do share it with your friends, and also leave a review on iTunes. Thank you for listening. This was your host, Piyush Agarwal.